I was here, I was doing things, I was solving puzzles, and I was kicking ass, probably. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that I was probably the greatest Witness player of all time on the previous stream. Not only in terms of Witness skill, but also in terms of charm and overall sex appeal. Cool, let's try and find... Here we are. Exactly what I was looking for. More puzzles. So, just to remind myself, because it's been a little bit of time, we need to group these friendos in pairs, and now we're also combining it with like the little nut things, and shouldn't be too much different from what I've already been doing here. The cool thing is that, interestingly enough, with these puzzles, it's not so hard to figure out what I need to do because there's kind of this natural guidance just based off of the pattern that the nuts and the orange stuff is falling under. So if I do something like that, that's obviously not going to work. Yeah, you'd think it'd be something like this, but unfortunately it's not going to work because of the pair that needs to be accommodated. And this will do it, though. Huh. Awfully big puzzle. How's this one going to be hard? I guess I'll find out, huh? So... probably want to do something like this to get it all contained. But then I can't just do that because that cuts it off. So what I might want to do is just try to avoid going up until I absolutely have to. So something like this looks really promising. And there's probably a equivalent solution that goes about the other direction here. So I can just reuse the solution I just had. It's the exact same thought process. So I guess I will. If the game would let me. Stop it! I'm trying to solve this one, damn it. Okay, that's not a problem. I can just do this. Interesting. I haven't seen that happen in The Witness before. You know, I've seen it be the case that you have two puzzles that are extremely similar to each other that lead to wildly different solutions. I've never seen it that two sequential puzzles that do this sort of thing where they slightly change the layout have the exact same solution. So that's very, very odd to me. I didn't know that that would happen in this game at all. I probably want to do something like that, but that doesn't look very good. That does not look promising at all. That doesn't look good either. What about this? This looks fine, and this will solve it. That's an interesting one because not too often does the ball touch the shaft, but you know, there it is. Sometimes it's necessary. Okay, anything that I'm passing by? Nope. All right, so these have to be paired, and these have to not be paired. So if I just do this, works easily enough. And I think that the other... yeah. So we can, as long as they're something like this, then that works out just fine. I didn't really get a chance to articulate my thought, but it'll probably come up with in another puzzle, so I'm not too worried about it right now. Okay, we probably want to do something like this. Perfect. Different colors. I don't think this will be an issue. Oh. Okay, so these have to be paired. So the color doesn't influence what I'm supposed to do with it. It's more that the color means that if it's this little rounded corner beveled guy, it means that it can't be with others by the same color. So if we were to do something like this... close. No. How about... Huh, I can't really figure this one out. Yeah, it's like I can do this, but then I've blocked myself off and I'm not able to actually solve the puzzle by doing that. How about this? Okay, yeah. This doesn't need to be paired up with anything. Even though it's orange, I need to convince my brain that that's not what I should be looking at. I should be looking at the... how many points is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8-pointed star. So something like this is good, and something like this is good. Two very similar Tallywhacker-based solutions there. Okay, so purples need to be segmented, and oranges need to be segmented. So maybe something like this looks really promising, and that should solve it easily. What changes here? Okay, so the only thing that they added was a wall here that I wasn't really worried about, but a wall here that I'm very worried about. So I think that what I can do... No? Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a different one for sure. I don't see a way for me to very easily reuse the same sort of thinking that I had going on in the previous puzzle. Maybe something like... Nope, that won't do it. I was going to think of something like this, but it's still not quite going to work. However, yeah, because then this pair and this pair are still grouped together. So how about that? And now we have orange together with the green, so that's not going to work. How about this? No. I need, like, something that slices this way and something that slices this way, and I'm not quite sure if I can see something that does both. Yeah, that's not going to do, because then the orange and the green are going to be together. And I'm wondering if I just need to think outside the box a little bit. And instead of worrying about pairing up these guys next to their neighbors, these purple things next to the things that are right next to them, if what I should be doing is doing like this weird cross, like cross type of thing. If I do something like that, yeah, this will work. That's a really interesting one. That, like, it deceives you because you're used to, like, this little buddy-up pair system, but then, no, you gotta break up the band. Which leads me to believe that this is also a solution for this puzzle. Right? It has to be. Cool. Yeah, you can repeat the solution. You know. You would have to be kind of insane to figure out this solution in this order, though, where you figure out the harder version first. But hey, somebody probably did it. Somebody who really, really thinks very differently about the world. Okay, so that's weird. I have these two together, but they don't want to be together. Is it because it must be that it's actually like... What? Let me try something here. Yeah, these things need to be paired by color. Hang on. Let me look at some of the older ones. Yeah, what do you know? It's like a more difficult version of the beveled one. I see. Yeah, we've always had that be a separate color from... we've always had this little star pattern be a separate color from the beveled corner patterns. And now they're stepping up the difficulty by having them be the same color. So for this one, it's like really easy because all I need to do is this. And for this one, it's really easy because I can do the same thing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it's like, it's very nuanced. So stars have to be in pairs and they can only be in, so a star can only be paired with one other element in its partition that's the same color as it. And these guys can be paired with as many that are the same color as it. That is also a beveled corner. So that explains how these two elements can be in the same group together. That is neat. So all I need to do now is buddy this one up like that, and then like that, and that solves it. I'm starting to believe that I think I've learned basically every mechanic in the game at this point. There's not a whole lot left that I've seen. So we need to separate the green and the white and the purple. So something like that. But this needs to be friended. This is neat. This should work, right? Oh, right. Yeah, those can't be together. But these need to be grouped together. And all three of these can't be in a group together. So that is a really, really neat set of requirements, and I nailed it. Requirements is one of those words that I only started using when I got a job. Okay, let's see. This looks like I can follow a really, really similar idea. All I need to do is make sure that... Yeah, I was gonna say, all I need to do is make sure that the purple is partitioned away from the pair there, and it should be good to go. Okay. This one is... We need to group... We need to have a snaky group like that. I think that can muster that. And then all I need to do is come down here, and that solves it. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, these two don't necessarily need to be paired to each other. They just need to be paired to a box. So if I do something like this, then that works. That puzzle probably is meant to be deceptively hard, but that's actually not too bad at all. And this one's interesting. Ah, these two need to be together, because if either of them use this guy, then they're screwed. So all I need to do is this. Okay, can't really do anything because the door, I'm on the closed side of the door. Weird. I wonder if this is just supposed to be like a shortcut that they use later on. Something feels very, very odd to me about standing on top of these platforms and using them as like a bridge, because it feels incredibly flimsy. It'd be like making a platform above the tree line entirely out of LCD screens. Jeez. Okay, we want this, right? Yeah. Okay, we have... These two should be paired. These two should be paired. Everything else can be... not grouped together. Okay, what did we do here? We just changed this guy to be a box. And these two are now a pair. So we can do something like this. Oh, but then that won't do. What about... Yeah, this won't work because... Yeah, this won't, that approach won't work. This is very interesting. Something like that is a good start, and then something like that is a good ending. I'm wrong. Okay, something like that is a... Something like this is a bad. Let's see what I can do here. Okay. This looks fine, this looks fine, this looks fine. Except for the fact that this guy can't be next to the white blocks. Okay. That's a rather creative, weird solution, and I'm not surprised that that isn't the right one, because it's not particularly common to have a weird spindly solution that just winds up all over the place, but you know, maybe it could be happening. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, if I group all this together and then... Yep, so this won't work because there's 3 elements in this group. So what about something like that, something like that, something like that? Nope, I'll be blocking off the only axis I have there. Okay, what about something like this? Aha, aha, ha, 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 that's the one. Okay, very similar to the previous one, but actually quite different when you really break it down and think about it. Let's say I do something like this. That was pretty straightforward. And boy, they are having a field day with this theme they have going on here. So something like this is a good start. Something like this is not quite so good. And let's rethink this. So something like this is not so good either. Something like this is all right. Okay, hang on. Okay, so this can't be grouped with any... The square can never be grouped with any of the stars, because if they are, then it means that either there's 3 in a partition or one star doesn't have any friends, and we can't have either of those. So if we have a solution that does something like this, then that's bad. If we have a solution that does something like okay, so there's no way that I can like group these two together. Well, hang on. I think I see it. I think it's this. But then there we are. That's a neat one. That's all I can really say about it. Is once again, he makes it so that the puzzles aren't like the obvious, like these ones are neighbors, so you're gonna group them together. No, you have to separate neighbors sometimes to create the maximum amount of peace. Okay, this one is really easy. Oh. Now it's really easy. These puzzles are weird. I think that what makes it interesting is that when you see these ones that are just with the single triangle element in them, you don't get a sense of how they interact with other you don't get a sense of how they interact with other elements in the game, and you don't get like a sequence of them, so you never really get a good look on what they do. So I'm kind of curious if we're gonna see them like at the end of the game or something. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but we have our box here, and there's some sort of bridge. So I think I know what I need to do. Huh. Okay, I think I know what I need to do, and that is, I think that I need to go over there and solve the timing puzzle, and then do my sprints. I wonder if I can run as fast forwards as I can backwards. Because if so, it might be easier for me to, instead of worrying about turning around while I'm running, it might be easier for me to just memorize the layout and hope for the best. But here we go. I lost a second or two at the start there, so I don't think it's happening, but it would be nice. However, I would not hold my breath. Not that I could hold my breath because I'm sprinting like a madman, and I know very people that can hold their breath while sprinting. Alright, so I wasn't even close. It looks like there might be a faster way to get through this stuff. This game sure does love its people. That's very neat looking, though. Like, it's amazing to me, like, how much of a people that looks like, as opposed to, like, when you're approaching it, it's just a collection of, log. That's really cool. Okay, so that was the... Let me actually just solve the puzzle and look at what I'm trying to do, because I don't know what I'm even sprinting towards. And without that... Just, it's almost like a poem at that point. I'm just sprinting because that's just what I need to do. But I think that this solves the door, right? Yeah. I gotta wonder if there's a faster way. I could give myself a lot more time if I solve it from as far away as possible. Which is like here. But I mean, we're still looking at a real tough challenge to sprint over there in time. So I guess that's all to say that I'm wondering if there's another path that I can unlock that's a little bit faster. Maybe I just need to solve more puzzles. I don't know. I was getting kind of close there. It might be doable. It might also be the case that I need to find like a different perspective on that thing. And if I'm like closer to it, or I'm able to see it from another angle, then I might be able to solve it from closer and then give myself more time. This might be the best I can do here. That's decent though. That's very decent. I like these odds. Yeah, this feels like if this is the only path to get there, then I think I just gave myself the best chance I possibly could to get to that door in time. I mean, I did it from as far back as... Ah, yeah. There's no way. I either need to find another path, or I need to find another angle, but I am never, ever going to be able to get much closer than that. Nope. Okay. So, I have this metal thing, but that's just a metal thing. There's not much I can really do about it. Can't, like... I was wondering if there was like a way to extend off this top here, but I don't see it. So I am not going to be able to solve this timing puzzle unless I... If I could crouch, I could potentially do it, but I can't. How far back can I get? Not far back enough, unfortunately. It would be kind of funny to me if it turned out that all the running stuff was just a red herring and all I needed to do to unlock the door was just look at it from behind. But I know I don't have enough space to solve it. I just don't. Is there a crack in the ceiling by any chance? I don't know. I don't know.